Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
The Mayor of London has added his voice to critics of the government's flagship policy to reintroduce grammar schools. He's disputed the claim that reintroducing selective education would raise standards across the capital schools. Grammars have traditionally relied on the 11+ for selecting the most able students from within their catchment areas. Tory has been following a family with their sights on a grammar school for their son.
School may be finished for the day, but the work's not over for Adam. For more than a year now, he's been preparing for the 11+ exam with the hope of getting into one of 3 grammar schools near his home in Croydon.
I've put in a lot of work, stacks upon stacks of work.
Adam's parents have spent £1,500 on private tutoring. There was no family holiday this summer. They say they've done all they can to give their son the best chance of getting into a grammar school.
Good education is a key to better future for. I think it's a natural thing to do for every parent to try to make sure the child did better than they did.
I think the normal state school should improve the level of maths, yeah, and that will be no big difference. You know how many grammar school will be in around.
Adam appears to be taking it all in his stride. You ever felt any pressure?
No, I haven't. I felt always very, very positive and never negative. I think that I'm going to pass.
Morning!
2 days later and it's time for the 11+.
I'm ready.
Most of the boys here won't pass. There are hundreds of places but thousands sitting the exam.
The boys are all in now, so all the parents can do is wait. They've done all they can and now it's down to the test.
Today in the Commons, the Prime Minister was questioned about the government's plans to expand grammar schools.
Equality of opportunity is not segregating children at the age of 11.
Opponents, including London's Mayor Sadiq Khan, say it guarantees some children are left behind, but the government believes it will allow more to excel.
He believes in levelling down. We believe in levelling up.
Back in Croydon, the test is over.
How did it go?
It went well. The questions weren't the hardest in the world, and it wasn't really that hard.
Okay, so you're feeling confident?
Yes, I am.
And you too? Yeah, of course.
I think at this stage we've done our best in trying to support him as much as we could. So whatever will be, will be.
All the boys will find out which type of school they're destined for in October. Adam's parents say they're proud of the efforts he's put in wherever he ends up. Tory, BBC London News.
Well, joining me here in the studio is Ed Van Care, the principal at Reach Academy, Feltham. A very good evening to you. This is, of course, a wide subject, and we will be discussing a lot of it in the weeks and months to come. But today, can I just focus on one thing, which, you know, we saw the queues there outside the 11+ exam. Why do you think there's such a gulf between what sort of public and parents think and head teachers and teachers about grammars?
I think that there's a feeling within the profession that this is an unnecessary policy and this is unambitious for our children. We don't need to say to only 20% of the population, you can get a great education. There are great schools, and mine is one of them, I believe, where all the children are getting a great academic education. They have a strong ethos. And if I think about children who are in my school now in year 11, who arrived at year 7 having, if they'd taken the 11+, they definitely wouldn't have passed it. And some of them did take it and didn't pass it. They're now going to next summer get a clutch of A's and A stars at GCSE. They're going to stay on at our sixth form and do their A-levels. So I think there's a feeling that this is an unnecessary policy.
And so you don't support what Adam's family and hundreds like them are doing, or is it about the effect that it would have on your school?
I think it's about, I think every parent wants a great education for their children. That's what I want for my children as well. I believe, and many teachers believe, that the best way to get a great education for every child is to have children together and to have that aspiration that every single child can do well. And there are schools in London. London's had such an amazing time over the last 10, 15 years. There are schools in London like King Solomon Academy where basically every single child who goes there gets great GCSEs. So we don't need to do this. I understand that parents, sorry.
No, absolutely. So what do you make, for example, when we see a YouGov poll last month which suggests that 20% believe grammars are bad for social mobility, but 2/3 of people would send their child to one. So the public, have a different view.
I think it's a really complicated thing. I think the problem is that one always thinks that one's own children will do really well in this test. When I found out that I was going to come and speak to you today, I walked into one of our classrooms in primary and I thought, okay, which 6 children in this room would I send to a grammar school? And I knew all of those children and I knew all of their parents, and it was impossible. And I think the difficulty with this is until you've taken the 11 plus, passed it or not passed it, it's very hard to understand what that will be like. And I think the pressure, Adam's a brave young man, I think the pressure is really tough on those children at such a young age. And the message that they get when they go and they don't pass can be really damaging as well.
And we will talk about the 11 plus exam and testing in the weeks and months to come. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.